Now, from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News Saturday morning.
Right now, police are desperately searching for this man accused of murder. What we know about the investigation right now. And firefighters are trying to prevent any flare-ups after this massive brush fire. The unique tools they use to put out the fire and the steps they'll take today. But first, you are waking up to a cloudy and rainy Saturday. Look at this shot. This is a live look from our Charlotte cam this morning. We're using Charlotte's only local radar to track how long the rain sticks around. Good morning, I'm Elsa Gillis.
And I'm meteorologist Vicki Graff.
Starting in the Weather Center this morning, that's a really cool shot, although it's not so cool outside.
Well, and going through the day today, that's what we're going to see a lot of.
Yeah.
The clouds, the rain, and colder temperatures. Right now on Live Early Warning Doppler, I'm tracking some light rain in and around the Charlotte area. This is within 485, so I-77, I-85, dealing with some of that steadier light rain. This extends further south, closer to Pineville, Matthews, Ballantyne, also on into Hickory Grove, University area. Heading further south, getting some steadier rain just south of Rock Hill, right along I-77. This batch over Lancaster, that's heading off to the east, heading towards Heath Springs by 7:31 in the next minute or so. Pageland by 7:52, and then eventually Jefferson by 8:05. We're getting a little bit of a break as you head north and west of Gastonia, right along 321 from Lincolnton. But this next batch, that's starting to approach right now. At any point today, we could see some steadier showers, and it could pick up as we head closer to midday today. I'll advance Futurecast to show you how long that weather will stick around.
Right now, police are looking for this man accused of murder. CMPD says Jamie Melendez Suarez killed Jacob Hernandez, who was reported missing Thursday. Investigators say they found his body off Rhine Station Road in West Charlotte, but they believe Hernandez was shot 13 miles away on South Boulevard. Investigators say they suspected foul play in the disappearance of Hernandez and later learned he was shot here on South Boulevard. Officers told Channel 9 they believe Suarez took him to this wooded area along Rhine Station Road. Last night, we found police at both scenes collecting evidence. They've not released a motive in the deadly shooting. This is the 14th homicide in Charlotte this year. Here's one last look at the suspect police are looking for right now. If you see him, call police right away. We'll keep you updated on this investigation on air and on WSOCTV.com. This morning, fire crews are checking on a massive brush fire to make sure there are no flare-ups. The Forestry Commission will be in Chesterfield County today to figure out what caused this fire that burned 275 acres. We broke into programming yesterday afternoon to show you the flames in the Patrick community. Fire crews used Chopper 9 Sky Zoom's live pictures to plan out their next move as the fire spread to Teals Mills. At one point, the Cheraw Fire Chief said 10 to 15 homes were evacuated. The fire did damage one abandoned home and 2 vehicles.
There will be some fires burning inside the line, and that's to be expected. We just want to make sure it doesn't go outside the fire line. And if that's the case, then we'll bring personnel back or have forestry plow new lines around it.
We also learned a firefighter working along a containment line was hurt. He is home now and expected to be okay. We'll keep you posted as the Forestry Commission investigates the cause of the fire. New this morning, a Rock Hill lawmaker is catching some heat after he pulled out a loaded gun at a meet and greet with voters. Yesterday morning, Congressman Ralph Norman sat down with constituents and placed a .38 caliber gun on a table. He said it was to prove a point that a gun by itself cannot shoot someone. He told our partners at the Herald he's tired of the guns being blamed, as well as police and the NRA. Norman says he plans to do the same thing at future meetings. Today, more than 100 town halls in 34 states will discuss gun violence, gun law reform, and school safety, including some in our area. The student organizers behind the March for Our Lives are planning today's town halls. They're timed to coincide with lawmakers' return to Washington, D.C. A town hall in Hickory is among the 100 planned nationwide. The Town Hall for Our Lives group says students and residents can ask questions to state and local candidates and others running for office. The event starts at 5 tonight at a Place to Talk Church on Brookford Church Road in Hickory. The town hall follows the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida. Investigators say Nicholas Cruz opened fire inside Stoneman Douglas High February 14th. 17 students and staff died. Lawmakers in South Carolina created a new bill to debate seceding if the federal government tried to seize legally purchased guns. The bill says that move would violate the Second Amendment. It's headed to the State House Judiciary Committee, but it's unlikely to make it out of the committee before this session's April 10th deadline for bills to go to the Senate. We're following some sad breaking news in Canada. 14 people are dead and another 14 hurt after a bus crash involving a junior hockey team. It happened last night in a rural area of Canada. Investigators say the bus was carrying the Humboldt Broncos team when it collided with a tractor trailer. This is a picture of the crash. You can see the vehicles on their sides and a lot of debris on the ground. Police have not identified the 14 people who died in the crash. The team's president released a statement overnight saying, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers are extended to the families of our staff and athletes, as well as to all who have been impacted by this horrible tragedy. Our Broncos family is in shock as we try to come to grips with our incredible loss." Police are still on the scene and haven't said what led to the crash. This weekend, the first National Guardsmen will arrive at the U.S.-Mexico border. Texas will send 150 National Guardsmen to the border this weekend, while Arizona will send 150 next week. The deployments follow President Trump's order to send the military to the border until his wall is built. As of now, North Carolina has not been asked to send any National Guardsmen. Shots fired in a North Charlotte neighborhood. You can see where bullets pierced some of the homes.
I'm very scared now.
One neighbor told Channel 9 his surveillance system captured this video of the suspected drive-by shooter. Residents living along Brownstone View Drive told reporter Stephanie Tinoco they heard the gunshots late Thursday night.
Oh, I'm terrified.
There were 13 gunshots total. They drove from one end of the neighborhood to the other, just shooting randomly at houses.
Bullets blasted through this North Charlotte neighborhood late Thursday night.
And just kept getting louder and louder and louder as they drove past the house.
One neighbor's surveillance cameras captured the crippling sound. And the suspected drive-by shooter releasing gunfire.
I'm very scared now. Like, I'm lost for words.
People living on Brownstone View Drive told me they feel terrorized. Many didn't see the damage until we talked to them about it this afternoon.
Well, that is frightening to see that.
We found bullet holes above this home's garage and more than one on this storage unit. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
My son was downstairs. He ran upstairs. He was like, what in the world is that? It's crazy that you don't even have any type of care for anyone's life going up and down the road. Like, you just shooting.
We watched as officers pulled into the neighborhood to take additional victim reports. Neighbors are hoping the people in this car are found quickly.
They have no idea what's behind the walls. They have no idea what they're shooting at. Obviously, they don't care.
Stephanie Tinoco, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Police say a GoFundMe account has been launched in memory of CMPD dispatcher Nicole Sheeb. She died in a wreck on I-77 Thursday night near the state line. Her 11-year-old niece in the car at the time is still in the ICU. Yesterday, Police Chief Kirputney talked about the department's loss.
This is a tough loss for us. Totally unexpected, a tragic car accident.
Tricia Thompson is charged with drunk driving in the crash. Troopers say she blew 1.5 times the legal limit. We've posted how you can help the Sheeb family at WSOCTV.com. Look for the GoFundMe link inside this story. A group will travel to Africa for a mission trip in honor of a young woman killed at the peach stand in Fort Mill. Carson Whitesell died in January while working at the iconic store. Since then, her mother started a nonprofit called Carson's Compassion Project and will be leading a group to Africa in July. Carson devoted her life to charitable work, and this trip will be in her memory. New this morning, American Airlines will spend more than $12 billion to replace some of its oldest planes. The company is ordering 47 new Boeing 787 Dreamliner planes. In return, the company canceled an order with European rival Airbus and delayed the delivery of 40 other Boeing planes. Charlotte is a major hub for American Airlines. You may remember the Boeing Dreamliners are made in North Charleston. We showed you these photos from inside the plant last month from USA Today. President Trump was at the plant last year when the company unveiled the 787-10 for the first time. Panthers linebacker Thomas Davis made an emotional plea to fans after he was suspended for the first 4 games of next season.
In no way have I done anything intentionally to try to cheat this game.
In the video posted to his Twitter page yesterday, Davis said he tested positive for an estrogen blocker. He said he's been taking the same supplements for years, has been tested during that time, and has never had any issues. Davis has said he plans to retire at the end of next season, but in the final seconds of that video suggested he may continue playing. Detectives said divine intervention helped them identify and arrest 3 suspects in the murder of a woman in East Charlotte this week. Court documents may reveal what that divine intervention was. A police search warrant says when officers found Maria Echeverria de Gomez outside her apartment on Barrington Drive, they also found a cracked cell phone that may have belonged to one of the suspects. Within 24 hours, police arrested Antonio Shine, Avon Williams, and a 15-year-old. Police say they were trying to rob the mother when they shot and killed her. In Burke County, troopers say speed caused a deadly crash just south of Morganton. The crash happened along Pete Britton Road. The Highway Patrol told us 2 college-age students died after they crossed the center line into the path of an SUV. Investigators believe the driver of the car was going at least 80 miles an hour. Neighbors rescued 2 young girls and their mother out of the overturned SUV. This is new video of a fire that ripped through a home in northeast Charlotte. You can see the worst damage is to the back of the home along Weatherburn Lane. There's now a charred frame where the deck used to be. Firefighters told us when they got there, flames had already spread. No one was hurt. The cause is under investigation. It is 7:11 right now as the sun comes up. Taking a live look outside right now from our Speedway cam. It is light out there, but not sunny. It's raining today. Meteorologist Vicki Graff has an update on your forecast in Severe Weather Center 9.
Well, good Saturday morning. It's another wet weekend ahead. It's not going to be a washout for both Saturday and Sunday. What we're dealing with right now is this system that is moving all across the southeast, expanding from the northeast back down through the Gulf Coast. That's where we're seeing some stronger storms right now. And you'll notice snow across the Ohio Valley. So for today, rain is expected throughout most of the day. It could be heavy at times. You don't have to worry about thunderstorms, but it is turning much colder this afternoon. I'll be pinpointing how chilly we'll get in your neighborhood overnight coming up.
Growing fears of a trade war. Ahead at 7:45, the warning from President Trump's Treasury Secretary and the major impacts it could have on our local communities.
It is a real serious problem within Mecklenburg County.
At 7:30, the emotional claims from a former health department worker who says he was fired for being a whistleblower. Another data breach, this time involving Best Buy. New and next, the previous data breach that let hackers gain access to customer information.